You might have seen me carrying around this camera before, or fumbling with a bunch of these. I've been shooting film for 15 years now. It's where I really learned photography, and I think anyone that's into taking pictures should give it a go at some point. So what if I told you there was a way I could combine shooting film and shooting video like this? Well, maybe you've seen that new Super 8 camera from Kodak. But have you seen the price tag? Well, this is where Dehancer comes in. Dehancer is a tool developed by a very clever team of people who are trying to capture that golden age of film photography and video in an increasingly digital world. Why are they making this tool? There's something special about film. But there's something pretty special about Dehancer too. Now of course there's a million presets out there that can give you the film look. I'm guilty of using them. And it's literally just one click, done. Easy. You get that film shot. But what about video? This plugin is so in-depth, it's blown me away. So I'll just jump into Premiere and demonstrate. So I've opened up Premiere here, I've got my original ski trip edit here, and it looks pretty slick if you ask me. As you can see, it's really nice and polished, nicely graded. It's got that kind of cinematic ski film look to it. I've taken the exact same first almost minute of the footage here of the original edit. What I've done is I've copied it in, I've taken off the original song, I've taken out all the slow-mo clips, and I've made the sequence size. I made that 4:3, so it's just 1440 by 1080 to give it that more that old school film look. So here I've just got a single grade adjustment layer, and I'm just going to go into my effects and search Dehancer, and we got Dehancer Pro 2.1. So chuck that on. You can see it's already just slightly affecting the color there, giving it that greenish tint. It's lifted those shadows a little bit. We'll go into the properties of the effect. So you can see here under the Dehancer effect, it has so many different properties that you can edit an effect from. It goes on and on and on, and that just shows how in-depth these guys have gone. Straight off the bat, let's see what film. So we got a Kodak 250D film on here. I'm gonna have a scroll, I'm gonna see what I like. So what do I normally shoot with? I normally shoot with a Cinestill 50D. So right there you can see that effect. That looks pretty spot on, to be honest. And you can toggle on and off just easily with the enable tool. Under input you can choose what camera you're actually using. So on default it sets as Res 709. If you go choose camera, you've got so many iPhones, Arri Alexas, Blackmagics, Canons, DJIs, Red Komodos, Sonys, a whole heap of Sony cameras, all the way down. Now I was shooting predominantly on my ZV-E10. The closest we got to that is the ZV-1, but it's not quite right. So I'm just going to leave that as camera not selected and leave it on Rec 709. Now on here I've got my Cinestill selected as my film of choice, but there's so many. 800 is also looking really, really nice. Like, look at that. Oh. I also love a bit of extra chrome. God, like, look at that. Like, if that doesn't scream like old school movie, then what doesn't? Like, those colors, perfect. Also the Agfa 100, it's got more of a bluish tint. But I'm gonna go with the 800D. I really like the look of that. Okay, so then we got some film compression. Now this you can change all over the place. If I turn it on, it's just muting those whites a little bit. But what I can do is I can up the white point. You can see how that's affecting it there. But I actually prefer it off. I like the look of it. The cleaner whites for the snow. We've got film grain here. Now, of course, that is a necessity to get that look. So if I go on here, I'm going on an 8mm kind of look. Let's say 250 ISO, chuck that on, and I'm like, wow, look at that. Already, that is giving off like proper film look right there. And then if we go further down, halation, now this will give those colors just, you can see it just around the edge of my friends here. It's just kind of just giving it that little bit of an edge there. And again, if I put it back onto Super 8, there you go, you can see the edges that it's affecting us. It's really bringing out those edges and not bringing them out, if you get me. Bloom, again, that is gonna just really just take it up another notch. Like, look at that. Already, this doesn't look like this was filmed on a modern day camera. I know it's smooth, I know it looks quality wise. Maybe that's a bit much on the Super 8. If I drop that down to maybe 35, that I think that looks a bit better. Or maybe that's still a bit much for right now on the whites. Yeah, okay, that's looking good. So I've got on a 70mm under bloom. Now film damage, because that's a pretty common part of shooting with film nowadays. So again, 8mm, 16, 35, 65, like so many. Chuck on the 8mm, Super 8 look. Look at that, we got all these dust and scratches flickering through the frame. Doesn't help that my lens was a bit mucky at the time. But, like, wow, look at that. It's just, it's looking so good. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna turn off the bloom. And I'm gonna turn off the halation and see how that's looking. Okay, I think that looks a bit better. Yeah, okay, let's see what that's just like with just the bloom on, not the halation. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, the halation, it looks great, but it was just adding too much of like an orange tint to this. I think it'd be perfect if you're filming outdoors, summer, then you get the perfect vibe, but for this, it wasn't quite right. Vignette, obviously. Look at that, just straight up. You can change the exposure level. Oh, that's a bit much, inverse vignette, but having it negative, it comes on 0.3. I think that's pretty spot on, to be honest. Wow. Okay, we keep going down film breadth, so let's hit that again. Super 8 on that. Enable that, let's see how it's looking. Look at that, even the footage is, I haven't even gone around and affected with the timing of the footage, and it's just looking, it's got that jutteriness, it has that film look already, and I've been doing this for, what, 5 minutes maybe? Just changing an overall grade, I haven't even gone into each individual clip. And then right down the bottom, LUT generator. So what I can do is, after I've gone through all of this, liked what I've done, I can just create a LUT, and then I can just apply that to any clip, and it will have all of those effects copied and saved onto it. So it's just a one-click done type thing. Like, how good is that? Instead of going through copying all the settings, blah, blah, blah. Premiere can be a bit long like that sometimes. So let's have a look, let's check out what it's looking like. Got a nice flicker, the film damage isn't too much. Maybe a little bit, let's see if we can just change that a bit, custom. Here we go, wow, okay. So we've got all of these effects, dust amount, scale. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna actually turn off the hairs, I think they're a bit distracting. That's already better. It's not too much now, but it's there, it's subtle, but it's giving that vibe, and that's what this is all about, is Dehancer just absolutely nailing it. Yeah, it looks so good. Okay, so now what I've got is I've got a little film frame, and let's chuck that on. So I'm just gonna copy that across. How's that Like already you chuck that in the frame and it just looks spot on. Like, oh, I can't describe to you how good that's looking already. And again, I haven't even affected the timings or anything. That's just straight effect out of Dehancer. It's just looking that good. Now, if I really want to get a bit more of that kind of old school frame rate look, because it is still quite smooth, I won't lie, I've got this effect here called posterized time, and what I've done is I've taken on the correct frames per second that 8mm shoots in, which is roughly 16. If I just enable that for a bunch of these clips, posterized time. Okay, that's probably going to take a little while to render, so we'll just render that quickly and then check it out, and it should, I can't wait, it's going to look amazing. And such a different look to the last edit, like so different. And it hasn't cost me an arm and a leg to develop film. Here we go. Let's get this looking big, full screen. Oh my gosh, it looked great. Yeah, that film, the frame rate adjustments just make it, I think. And it's not too ridiculous. That really works. So what I'll do, I've downloaded just a little funky disco track and like a little film spool sound. So let's see how this little edit's looking all together with the music. So how good does that look? Like, with just, you saw like a few simple clicks, I've gone from something that looks like super polished, clean, crisp. I've gone from that to the complete opposite, which looks more like something like if I carried a camera like this around with me for a week on the mountains and filmed, instead of a GoPro and 4K camera and a drone. It doesn't look like that. In just a few clicks I've got that look, and that can be applied to all of my travel. But what if Premiere isn't your thing? What if you just want to do a quick bit of editing here and there on the go? They've got an iPad app as well, and it's pretty easy to use. You just open up the Dehancer app and it loads all your photos and videos on your camera roll. So here, I've got a video here, it's back from when Shelley and I went up to northern Queensland. I think it's quite a nice one. And you can just scroll through all the different film presets and emulations. It's amazing, there's so many. Okay, I'm gonna pick, there's so many, there's so much choice, I'm literally struggling to find one. Ah, here's one. Okay, I've gone for the Konica Impressa 50, which says that it was expired in 2006. This is a filter made by the Dehancer team, but you can also import other presets as well, which is pretty cool. Okay, this one's looking really nice. And then you can go into it and you can edit it from there. You can make more adjustments too. You can adjust the exposure, I'm gonna bring that down. Probably leave it where it was, actually, it's pretty good. But it's got, again, it's got all of the kind of, but it's got all of the editing features that the Premiere version has. Boom, vignette, damage. It's amazing. Okay, go. Okay, yeah. put one effect on it, change the gate weave on the film, and changed, and here I'm just going to up a bit of the film damage because why not? Oh, I mean, it's already got them on there. That looks sweet as it is. Okay, so then again, this is just so easy. You just load up your clip, apply presets, and you can go from there. You can deep dive and edit the footage. And it's so in depth. Once again, like, it's just amazing how much the Dehancer team, the guys over there, have just really, this isn't just a preset that you're putting on, this is emulating the film. It's got all of the kind of details, and you can really fine tune and finesse this. It's pretty incredible. And then once you've got your footage as you like it, you like your clips, you can just go in and you can just export the clip from there. And there's a 1 week free trial, or it's $5.99 a week, or if you want a lifetime purchase, it's £400. Now, if you like what you see, you can use the code BS Adventuring, how original, to score yourself a cheeky 10% off. So I'll put that code just here, and I'll put it in the link below as well. And yeah, be sure to check out Dehancer. They're creating some seriously impressive stuff. I'm really looking forward to just getting stuck in there and exploring all the different features and functions that this plugin can do, both on the iPad and on the desktop. So I hope you can find some time to go and try out Dehancer. It's honestly wicked software, and they've got a free trial, so you can dip your toes in and just get started. I'm gonna leave you with my little ski edit. I've finalized it, I've put some film burn on it, I've put the odd effect here and there. I think it's looking really fun. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and I hope to see you guys enjoying the software as well. All right, bye.